The laughter and pleasure of today should not become a regret for tomorrow, wherein we are just standing alone with no one to share our joys or sorrows with. All of us have some talents and gifts, but the only thing that we lack is the love in our hearts to pursue it. All the love which you shower upon models, please for once shower it on yourself. We can only free ourselves from the tyranny of this world when we go to war with ourselves. It's the classic saying that to arrive at peace in your life, you must be willing to go at war with yourself. Yo guys, namaskaram. So today, after a long time, I think I'm kind of recording this video because a lot of things maybe had come up. But okay, let's see how things go. So lately, I stumbled upon a mental model called Monkeys and Pedestals. So it was developed by Google's internal moonshot innovation unit called X. The high level idea is that we are given a problem, right? The goal is to make a monkey juggle flaming torches while standing on a pedestal. Now, when you look at it, the first reaction that may come to your mind is how the hell can we train a monkey to juggle flaming torches? The second part of the problem, if we want to achieve this goal, is to build a pedestal. Now I know 100% of us will agree that it's easier to build a pedestal than train an animal. This is exactly what the mental model teaches. Like sometimes, even if we can solve the easy problem, that does not necessarily mean that we would reach our goal. The core insight is that there's no point in investing time, energy, and resources in things or goals which are impossible. We should always look at the hard part of the problem first, and if it's not possible to achieve it, might as well invest our time or resources into something else. Now, like, there are two caveats to it. One is that maybe you're not competent enough to kind of solve that hard problem right now, or maybe that's just not solvable. So, you just might want to take this nuance into context while thinking through this model. So, in life, generally, we must also deconstruct all our projects into small parts and try tackling the hardest challenge head on with a never give up attitude. If it seems that we are wasting our time on things that are practically impossible to do, it's better to stop than proceed. Please note that I'm not saying that this gives you the pass on giving up, but it's just a mental model to help you see things from proper context. It's a key to not get overwhelmed by so many things around us. Lately, I've also come to realize that it's very important to keep an information blocker. What I mean by this is simply that we must lessen our exposure to all sorts of information that we are being bombarded by regularly. The urge to get triggered sexually can simply be stopped if you stop using Instagram before you sleep and just after you wake up. It's the place where everyone sells you perfection, and people of the opposite gender are usually given the leeway to be as explicit from a body perspective as they want to be. I would like to quote from William James, wherein he says, action seems to follow feeling, but really, action and feeling go together. And by regulating the action, which is under the more direct control of the will, we can indirectly regulate the feeling, which is not. The old generation feels pathetic and suffers from so many feelings of insecurity and doubts simply because of our exposure to the wrong type of content, which then triggers us and derails us further from acting in our own best interests. The laughter and pleasure of today should not become a regret for tomorrow, wherein we are just standing alone with no one to share our joys or sorrows with. All of us have some talents and gifts, but the only thing that we lack is the love in our hearts to pursue it. All the love which you shower upon models, please for once shower it on yourself. We can only free ourselves from the tyranny of this world when we go to war with ourselves. It's the classic saying that to arrive at peace in your life, you must be willing to go at war with yourself. There is also a second principle that I would like to share, which is commonly known as the bad outcome principle, which fundamentally states that imagine what could go wrong and how you'll overcome it if it does. A core problem of anxiety stems from this one simple fact: our unwillingness to accept the worst moment in its totality. True freedom comes from acceptance. There is an interesting catch here. People who think about what's likely to go wrong actually in real life take action towards a future they want to build and avoid falling into that pit of hell. So I would like to end this video by this one quote by Randall, wherein he says that you're only as good as you're willing to be bad. The fact that you're not going to be good at something or that you're going to fail at something, that's okay. Because you're never going to get good unless you're willing to be bad. So that's a small video which I wanted to do. Let me know what you feel about it. And until then, this is Debashish Pindra from Debu Ki Dastak signing off. Cheers.